real estate. Photography needs services for all your real estate photography needs. By Stoney's Photography. Don't hire a phony, hire a Stoney. Lots of availability. Next day turnaround, great quality, all quality, and reasonable rates. Order online at Stoney'sPhotography.net.
When the bacon is sizzling and the pan is hot, cooking with Stoney Stone, cooking up all that he's got. From the highway to the back road, he's cruising the mile. Driving with Stoney Stone, you'll be there in style. Out on the water where the big fish will bite, old farts fishing from morning till night. Check out all the catfish action with Catfish Wars. Need some great stories, he's got them to share. On his Fishing with Stoney Stone podcast, he's always right there. Oldfartsfishing.com is where you should go for the online store and the whole darn show. Join Kevin Brock for giant coconut tricks and tips. Secret corn brine for bigger coconut. Shasta Whiskey Town custom rod giveaways. Free prizes for everyone who attends. January 17th at noon. International Sportsman Show in Sacramento.
Snag 'em, bag 'em, custom hand-painted lures, custom leaders made just for you. Hook 'em big rods and racks, cute, hook 'em all, big or small, sometimes not at all. Amazing fishing, bait and tackle, home to the world's strongest fish attracting. Triple X blood, Johnson's bait and tackle, everything you need to make them fish bleed. Fish Kevin Brock, Brock's gear and guidance. Fish with the pro, catch like a pro. Champion's cleaning solutions, from top to bottom and everything in between. We get it clean. SYou makers, custom welding and fabrication, built with purpose, forged with precision. Winning combination, thank you for supporting Old Farts Fishing and Fishing with Stoney Stone.
let the fishing begin.
Are you ready?
The Whiskers and the Winter Catfish Bash.
January 10th, be there, Clear Lake, California.
Don't miss it.
We have a great lineup for 2026.
What is up, everybody? It is Monday night, and you're on with Fishing with Stoney Stone, and
I'm Darren with Team Sift.
you heard it here first. Welcome back to another week of our podcast. We haven't got canceled yet, so that's a good thing. We got a great lineup. We got Derek Hartle, one of the catfish guys. He's going to be in the studio here. We're going to talk about some catfishing, and then we got a guest that we've got on here talking about crappie. So let's go ahead and pull our guest in right now.
Yeah.
And Marlin Carpenter runs a catfish tournament out there, and we're going to get him situated in here. Marlin, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's happening? I don't want to jump right in and start correcting people, but it's a crappie tournament, not a catfish tournament.
No, absolutely. We know you're going to be talking about crappie. We're going to talk some catfishing here with Derek because he's in the studio as well. So we got two guests tonight, but we're going to start with you.
All right, let's go.
So tell us about what you got going on in Clear Lake with your tournament.
Okay, so what we have is a six-part tournament series. Our first stage happened on December 6th. We had six boats out there. It was actually a really tight contest. We had a tie for first and second place, and we had go to the tiebreaker, which was the big fish. And a team of Omar and Mercedes Jones took that one away. And then we gave out, I think the largest fish in the tournament was one off the top of my head, about 2.6. And then second big fish was like 2.54, and third was about 2.42. And this is those are about above average weights for now, but we're looking to start getting those 3-pounders coming here in a couple weeks.
Very nice.
All right. So the crappie get bigger during the winter time, just like the catfish do, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think Clear Lake is special like that. Everything just gets big right about now. Everybody's feeding on all those shad and other bait fish in the lake, which are in major high abundance right now. So the fish are just feeding like crazy. It's a fun time. This is probably the best time of the year to head to Clear Lake and get the biggest fish of your life, whether it's bass, crappie, or catfish.
And I have to confess is I have tried crappie fishing a couple times out there, but I am by no means good at crappie fishing.
Yeah, and it's been 20 years since I've caught a crappie. No, probably 30 years since I've caught a crappie.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a long time.
So it's definitely something.
You guys are missing out.
It's definitely something I want to do.
Uh-huh.
It's definitely something I want to do. I want to learn.
Yeah.
We always spend our time catfishing out there, but like you said, the bass fishing, the crappie fishing, even the carp,
Yeah.
a lot of different species that go hit out there.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's like with anything else. First, you actually just got to find the fish.
Yeah.
That's probably about 80% of it. And once you're finding them, then it's just understanding that bite. This time of year, the bite it's not an aggressive bite. It's a real soft and subtle bite. And if you're not in tune with that bite, you're gonna miss more fish than you think you're missing.
Okay.
Okay. Kind of like a sturgeon bite.
I've heard people say that. I mean, it's really, really soft. And you would think it would be because you're thrown into a school of thousands, and so you think competition sets in, and they'll just try to grab and run off with your bait really quickly. But what crappie tend to do is they'll suck your bait in and spit it out almost in a split second.
Okay.
Um, and just being in tune with that subtle taking a line, and sometimes your line will load up, and it's not really you don't really set the hook like you're catching big bass. It's almost like reeling down into a catfish in a way. You guys aren't setting the hook; it's just kind of reeling into it, and um, and just start reeling.
Yep. So tell us about this tournament you got. We posted a few flyers for you. You got some series that you're doing out there at Clear Lake. Tell us a lot about what that is and what that's
Okay,
about.
so and I started there's six stages, five qualifiers, and the final is a championship stage, requiring guys to fish at least four of the qualifiers to qualify for the championship stage. Um, and then we're also running with that a team of the year prize as well. So that's going to be based on total weight, based on five tournaments, the four qualifiers, and obviously, if you fish at least four qualifiers, you make it to the championship day. So it's five total tournaments. Total weight will get you, and if you're top weight for the year, you get your team of the year prize, and that's an aggregate prize. So that's getting contributed to every week. Right now, after the first week, we had six teams, so you've got $150 right now, and it'll go up every single week.
Okay. And like in the catfish world, when we do these tournaments, it's up to a 3-person team. How is it in the crappie? Is that the same
Yeah,
deal,
so
or is it
yeah, we want to be competitive, but we also want to keep the family nature of everything. And so we allow up to three people per boat. The entry fee is 175 per boat. That includes the the uh, the entry fee, um, and then all your big fish prizes and the team of the year prize. The big crappie, and then we have a big bass pot as well. One single big bass. Um, and just once we want to keep it fun, but we also want to have a competition across the board.
sounds good? Sounds good.
Yeah.
So not to take us down a rat hole, but I'm just gonna touch on it real quick, just not to get in a huge discussion, but in the catfish world and what we're seeing a lot in the bass tournaments and just in the industry as a whole is a whole discussion about electronics, specifically forward facing sonar. Have you had any issues with what you guys are doing with this topic coming up, or is it something that you guys have addressed, or you're not there yet?
Well, I would say I'm not to the point where it's a huge issue. It's a
Okay,
concern across the board,
right.
and I understand it. But personally, I don't fish with forward facing sonar, and like I said, once you find the fish, you can go crazy on them. Now, it helps if you're trying to what they call snipe some fish down when you're chasing down a few fish, and you maybe see one or two larger fish and you try to chase those down. But for the most part, it hasn't had an adverse effect on turnout. Get people asking about it. Right now, I don't have any restrictions.
Okay,
I'm not. It's not big enough yet. I haven't gotten enough numbers to get in to start having, I want to hone in my tournament rules and everything. They're real simple. But just far as forward facing, I don't want to alienate anybody. Um, it's a tool that's out there, and I think part of it, and this is my honest opinion, we want to go down the hole, but mine, a lot of people don't like it. It's just simply because of the cost of it. I think that's a big part of it, and then the other part is get people locked into being traditionalists, and they don't want to change, and they
right,
expect everyone else not to change with the times and the program stuff. So
right.
I'm not averse to it, but I do pretty well without it. So I'm not a person that shies away from trying to compete with somebody who does have it. But
Right.
it does help, but it doesn't hurt the populations. Um,
Yeah. And,
it
and I li-
doesn't.
and I like how you said that we want to keep our rules simple. It always
Yeah.
starts out simple. It always starts out simple, but as you get bigger and issues come up, you find things get real complicated real quick.
You know, and and that's inevitable. Especially when
It
the
is.
money gets bigger. Anytime you got money involved, no matter how big or small, there's always going to be someone with something to say. And so
Exactly.
it's just a matter of having an answer and kind of being consistent with that answer.
Exactly, and that's kind of my stance on it too. You're always going to have the debate on anything from electronics to the baits to the rigs to the size of boat or motor, you name it. It's always going to be something that comes up, and you just nailed it on the head. As long as we're consistent and people know what they're getting into when they sign up to these things, it is what it is, and you all got to face the same conditions, and you go out there and have some fun.
Yep.
Yeah, there's things that don't change. The water stays wet,
Yep.
the fish swim, and you got to cast a line. That's just it right there. And
Yeah.
so,
So
you know, and that's
yeah.
just
So
it. You just go fishing. You
you're
can't be
still
mad at
fishing.
somebody having a tool that you don't have.
Absolutely.
You
So
know,
what's the most favorite color hitting out there right now for crappie?
um, and I hate being the guy that says this, but you want to stay in those shad tones, those blues, those pearls, the whites, a little bit of silver, um, and chartreuse doesn't help. That doesn't hurt either. I
Okay.
found that a lot of times I'll start off with the most popular color out there, which is a monkey milk. That's kind of an opaque white with a blue or purple highlight to it with black flakes, and it's a standard. It's where you start. It's just where you start. Um,
Okay.
I
and
just
then
want
you
to
just
meet the guy that runs out there and milks some monkeys.
well, well, if you actually look up the color, I must
Okay.
imagine, I must imagine this is where they got it from. Um,
Okay.
but it is
Absolutely.
that minnowy color,
Right.
that kind of pearlescent white with a blue or purple hue to it. And that's just that. You can't go wrong with it. You have to have that in your box. If you don't have that in your box, you're not crappie fishing.
There you go. So Marla, how do we get a hold of you to get into this tournament? What's the best way? What's a website combination or anything you can tell us?
Well, mostly Facebook and Instagram, crappie closet lures. Um, Instagram gives you all these underscores and hashes and dashes and everything. But if you search crappie closet lures, you'll find both my pages on Facebook and Instagram. Or you can uh, message me through Facebook as well, Marlin Carpenter. We also have an email, crappie closet lures at Gmail. Those are always welcome as well. And just keep asking around. Usually we have flyers posted in the tackle shops up there. I've been trying to get some out with the Christmas holidays and everything. My two digital producers have been real busy, and so getting a flyer specific, date specific, has been real tough for me.
Okay.
So,
While we haven't pumped out the whole date, the whole schedule for the season, so we can at least have those dates out there.
quick question for you: that crappie closet lures, is that your line of crappie lures?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. And how
Yeah.
will we go about getting those the same way? Get on the
You
website.
can reach out through all my socials, Crappie Closet, Lures at Gmail. You can call me out of mine, 510-691-0586 during normal office and business hours. Uh, um,
No.
I'm also in some of the local shops up there. I got an order that I'm fulfilling for Clear Lake Outdoors and Limit Out Tackle Shop. I've got a few packs left over in Lakeport. Um, I've just dropped a few off to some local marinas down here in the Bay. Marina Bait and Tackle in Sassoon, Tracy Oasis. The Bass Hole has some packs. Um, we're just trying to, it's a slow crawl, it's a grind, but eventually we'll be pretty much almost everywhere you can think that a crappie swimming.
Sounds
Nice.
good. Sounds good. Well, Marla, I appreciate you getting on with us today. You're more than welcome to stay on and listen online. But yeah, we definitely want to hook up with you, Anthony and and I know and Darren have talked about trying to get together and get with you to maybe go learn how to do some of this stuff so we can start entering some of these tournaments because I've never done a crappie,
That'd be
honestly.
fun.
Um, and
Well,
one last question before I let you go. Do you think the storm will affect the bite?
I think actually we're looking for cool water temps. Um, Water's been about 56 to 58 degrees roughly. and we're waiting on the big girls to start coming up. Like I said, we're catching males mostly, and maybe some younger females who haven't started producing eggs yet.
Okay.
But some of the 3 pound females are showing up here and there. But they once that water temp gets, it's awkward to say, but once it gets around 50, those big girls will start showing up on Clear Lake, and that's when all the fun begins, and all the community halls will turn into mosh pits.
Nice.
you'll have
Very
you'll
nice.
have
Well,
10 kayaks and 15 boats in one hole at any given moment. That's popular for large schools, but they're pretty much all over the lake. The easiest way to find them is finding some docks that are adjacent to deep water.
okay.
That's probably the starting point. Look at some docks at about 15, maybe 20 feet at the end of the dock, and then making sure that it's really adjacent to a good ledge that's not far away.
Well, we
They
know a
want
few of
to,
those spots.
Yeah.
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 Well, funny thing, Stone, they're in some of the same catfish holes I know you guys fishing.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm like, that sounds like the hole I fish for catfish.
That's it right
Yep.
there. We catch a ton of catfish while we're crappie. I mean, a ton of catfish while we're crappie fishing. Almost the same amount as bass and catfish. I mean, it's weird, but after really fishing Clear Lake the last 2 years a lot, I've really come to understand that catfish are not just your bottom feeders. They're probably one of the apex predators in any body of water.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
People don't
Yeah.
realize that though.
Yep. And that, there we won't even go there. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Marlin, I appreciate you getting on with us. Definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
You guys want to get into crappie fishing? Give this guy a call. Look him up on his social. Give him a call and enter one of his tournaments. I know we're talking about it. I definitely want to do 1 or 2 of those this year with you. So
Yeah, January 3rd, check in at Richmond Bar and Grill. I'm working on a couple closer launch ramps to there, so nobody's riding across the lake in the dark. But
oh,
we're
that's the
looking,
fun part.
yeah, we're trying. Well, the thing is, until recently, it was really, really expensive to book um, Redbud to launch tournaments out of Redbud. And
Yeah.
so I think over the years, a group of people have gotten them to lower their cost and permit cost at Redbud. So
Yep.
we may try to change it. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But for now, we're checking in and weighing in at Richmond Park Bar and Grill. One of the reasons is you come there, get a couple drinks before you get out on the water, a cup of coffee, and then you come back. You can have a good lunch while everybody's weighing in and have a good time.
Yep. That's where we do our things for the bash, and we love that place. It's a great venue.
Yeah, and
All
it's
right,
been a
Marlon. Thank
great.
you. Yes, sir. Thank you very much for getting on. And you're more, like I said, you're more than welcome to watch live online still. But we got another guest we got to get to.
Yeah.
And thank you again. All right, we'll be talking. We've already talked a little bit about it, but we'll be in touch for sure. All right, bud. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So crappie, that's something we definitely have to get into.
Yeah.
Try it out. I've never done it. Every time we go to Clear Lake, we want to get into it, and then we don't.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
all right.
And then we just got to leave the catfish stuff at home.
I think that's the only way we're gonna jump into something different is by leaving the catfish rigs at home.
Yeah.
So we have in the studio made the long trip from Roseville. Is Derek Hartle. Derek, what's up, buddy? Welcome for joining. Thanks for being patient and.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, so you are new to the catfish world. You started this year. You did the whole series. I think you might even start at the end of the year before, or did you jump in this
I
year?
think I was right at the end.
Right
I
at the
think
end.
Kings was probably the first tournament I
Okay.
jumped in on.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Good place to start. So what'd you think first year competing?
Definitely learned a lot from start to finish. It's you got to start picking out like, okay, there's fish one here, or one day, and the next day they're over in these different spots. So it's trying the different areas and different baits. I think the first bait we started out with was chicken and cherry Kool-Aid, and
Yeah.
going off from there. So
Yeah, and I think we've tried every bait
Yep.
you can imagine on that lake, and I'm kind of convinced they'll eat anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty much.
they're catfish, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of finding what they're going to hit today.
Mm.
So if I look at some numbers here, since we got you, so for the season, you finished 21st for the season. So 21 out of a total of 39 teams that entered. Not all of them fished every tournament, but for the year we had
You don't
39
need to
teams.
say that part. It makes
Yeah,
you
but
feel better when you
Feel good that but 21st is respectable your first
Yeah.
year. You didn't finish at the bottom. You had some challenges if I look at through this. The first tournament you were in 28th place with no fish.
Yeah,
Yep.
thanks.
And then April was the Fool's Bash was at Mendocino. Everybody loves Mendocino.
I loved it so much.
That's
I
a
didn't
tough
even go.
place.
No fish. All right.
Yep.
So here you come back. You're like, I'm not done yet. I'm going to come back in June. And they end up with the 20th, still kind of towards the bottom with the 20th, but you got 18.17 pounds.
Mm.
So it sounds like that was probably 2 fish, or was it 1?
One fish. I'm trying to think of what tournament it was.
Probably had to be that one. 'cause
I
it
was about a half a pound away or so from big fish.
Okay.
And that might have been the only one I turned in that day.
And then August, which was the hot August nights, the one that people love to hate. Let me see. Where did you do for hot August nights? You ended up with 12th. So you're making some progress. 24.68 pounds. You move into 12th. And then we go back to our lovely lake at Mendocino, and you end up with a 1.96 pound fish.
Yeah, Mendocino's had some issues with me. I think our first tournament, the end of the day, trying to switch spots with a friend of mine on the boat and fell back and broke my throttle handle.
Oh, no.
No fish that day. Next time back, we actually tried switching up the tackle because my first mistake was I fished Mendocino drifting the whole way around. And I didn't notice till about halfway through the day that, hey, everybody else
is anchored
is
up.
anchored up. I must be doing something wrong. And then so that's where we switched to the next time. And then it was just finding the spots
Right.
and the bait and the size tackle. And we tried using some of the rattle spooks initially, and we're like, it's probably still too big. So we took that off and just basically went like straight bait on a little, cannonball
figured
weight
it
or
out.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was our secret as we went straight bait, open bails, light tackle. We downsized everything, and we got on the fish at Mendocino. Well, finally, but that was what I liked about Mendocino is it challenged you as a fisherman to say, I got a new body of water. Let's go try something different. You got to figure that lake out. Yes, they are catfish, and some basic characteristics of what you're looking for when you're catfishing, right? And you just got to figure out what that lake's going to require. Folsom's the same way. I've tried fishing Folsom. Folsom is very much like Mendocino in my eyes of how you fish it. You're anchored up, you're open bail, you're throwing smaller stuff, and you'll catch, catfish at Folsom. Yeah. We tried dragging, and it's just too rocky. It's like real deep valleys, and the flats. We didn't give it a full day, but after an hour or two of dragging and not even getting hit, we're like, forget it, we're gonna go anchor up.
I think it depends on what you fish for there, because a lot of people that come into work, they're using like speedy shiners and things like that, going after the salmon in there. And I know going up the different forks, you get a lot less wakeboarders and things like that that interfere sometimes. So.
And Folsom is a big lake.
Yeah.
And it's in our backyard, and I hardly ever fish it. And a lot of it is this whole mussel thing. They're still doing the mussel thing, and I'm like, I'm just
when they get a handle on that and they can figure out a tag for
every
lake, then I might
entertain
that idea. But right now, I'm staying away from Folsom Lake, and even Lake Natoma up here. They've basically banned boats now on that lake.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Which sucks because there's some pretty good fishing in that lake, and I'd been really thinking about getting in there with the trolling motor to try and drag that, because there's only one valley through that lake, So I've seen some big catfish come out of there.
Yeah. And then December, you guys fished the Open, so you didn't qualify for the championship, but you took a 4th place finish with 46.19 pounds that you did, and you started to figure some things out.
Yeah, that tournament was it was something else from start to finish. Tire pressure lights are going off on the truck on our way there. Said, hey, let's launch. We'll air it up on the way back. and we go to launch, and you could barely see the front of your boat with the fog.
Yep.
And probably took us an hour or so boat ride. We ended up going up towards the Narrows, and then we said, "Oh crap!
Oh,
we
no.
we gotta go back." And then worried about people blasting off and us going into the live well, and so we just said, we'll just let everybody go, do their thing. We're already behind. We'll just start fishing somewhere local. And when we first pulled it out of the water, we broke a 20-pounder in. And of course, they always lose a little weight at the end, but that was probably one of the bigger fish that we've brought in on a tournament. So
Nice.
yeah, started
And
trying
where
to
were you
just
fishing?
hit some of the spots. in there.
Yeah. Where were you fishing? You couldn't tell. It was so fogged in.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even know where I was fishing until the fog cleared. I was like, oh, this is my spot.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was doing circles.
You
of
got
like-
lost too.
Yeah.
You
I
were
was
following me for a while, but
Yeah.
I
It
somehow
got
lost you.
super thick, and I slowed down, and I think that was my mistake, was slowing down, because then my GPS wasn't
Then it wasn't functioning.
correcting as fast as I was.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing circles out in the lake for a while.
Dude, there was a huge pucker factor. That's all I got to say. I had Anthony. We were both standing up. He had a big old spotlight that he was, shining out front. And I've got lights that light up, but
My spotlight died.
yeah, but in that fog, you put that light, all you see is white. So it's like we're literally just trying to shine some light, but not too much light to where we're reflected back.
Yep.
But it's more looking for something to run into. But we moved across pretty quick,
Yeah.
and there was some times where I'm like, I'm kind of don't feel like I'm going the right way, but trust your navigation, trust your charts, and
Yeah.
that's the only thing that kept me on track was keeping that thing going and,
Yeah.
and keeping that chart from
And I
resetting.
think that's one of the scary things, though, because I don't know about you. I've fished in the river,
Oh, the river, I wouldn't do
and
that.
when it's foggy like that, you don't go fast. There's logs out in that river.
No,
You know?
and that river changes
I-
daily.
I haven't had the best of luck on the river. We one time tried going for salmon. It was dark, and someone else was driving the boat, and ended up shooting us up on a wing dam on the Sacramento River.
Yeah, those wing dams will come up out of
So-
nowhere.
Knowing that, up at Clear Lake, I'm like, I'm not getting on plane. I don't care if we're 2-3 hours late to weigh in or something like that. I'm gonna.
Get there safely,
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. It's scary out there.
Yeah. So now that you've got, I would say, 1 year under your belt, what are your thoughts? What do you think about? I mean, you're entering for 2026. You in? I haven't seen you register yet.
I'm definitely in. The last tournament we were just talking about, December. Being that the fog, we ran our nav lights all day
Yeah.
and our live well pumps all day. So we go to start the boat on the way back, battery's dead.
Yeah.
Okay, no big deal. I got a second battery, so we switch it to number 2. That battery's dead.
Oh no.
And luckily, we're only maybe about 300 or 400 yards from the grill, and so we just shot over there. And then, I think Chris Wheeler came to our rescue that day in terms of pulling us in. And after a few jokes, ascending over the dog with the rope, which I mean, I can laugh about it now, but in the moment, I'm like,
You're
dude, just
like-
give me the dock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was a big help that day and took a battery off his boat so we can get back home. And then I appreciate you guys. We were able to weigh in a little bit earlier, get back with daylight to spare. And yeah, it was definitely a trip. So I got those batteries replaced, and now I'm starting to, hit the new year and should be registered within a week or so. And
All right. It's getting in there. We got 18 teams registered. So if you're registered, there's 19. I know I've talked to a few other teams. We're going to break 20 teams for sure. As the dust settles with a lot of the issues that came up in the last few weeks. At the end of the day, I think people just want to fish.
Yeah.
They just want to know what the rules are. They want to know what they're getting into. It's a lot of fun. I mean, as you're finding, you're still coming back. You didn't do great your first year, but you're learning, right?
Yeah.
We all learn. We've all been there. I've been in that same boat where you're just struggling, and there's days where I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Why am I even doing this?
Yep.
But I got to remember that I'm here for everybody we've met. Just the camaraderie is there's a lot of shit talking that goes on. But as long as it never gets personal, it's fun to have a little rivalry. I mean, this guy here, I was picking on him, and who ended up on top? Oh yeah, that would be us.
Yeah.
So
You made it a rivalry. I mean, like I said at the beginning, you were talking.
I was
rivalry.
sucking. I was like, we were like, what is going on?
Yeah. So you made it a rivalry.
We figured a few things out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. But like you said, waiting to see what happens after the 25th.
After the 25th, everybody's waiting to see what's going to happen with this ban, not a ban, what's going on with that. But, we'll see where it falls. And and then I think a lot of people then start making decisions. People that have registered already are basically saying we don't care.
Right.
We're going to fish, and that's awesome. They're committed to fishing regardless of what's going on. And there's a few teams I think just waiting to see what happens, and that's a choice you have as well. So, well, very very good. I want to talk. We do a product review. I'm going to show these little things here. So I found this online. There's a couple of them. Oops, you've got slippery hands.
Fingers.
So this is a float that I found. This little float, and intuitively I thought that this would go up towards your line, right? Because it's slender, it goes back. Right. But no, it goes the fat end towards your line.
Yep.
And it's a popper. It pops. And it says this is good for catfish. It also says it's good for striper. And I have not used it yet, but it's something that we're going to check out and see what happens. And if it works, we're not going to tell you that it worked. We're going to tell you that it makes a lot of noise. I just don't know weight-wise.
I mean, it's interesting. Some of the stuff I've known or seen with what we saw at work, it's, this can hit the, waves differently underwater, and that can draw fish in the sight and color. And I mean, I imagine you throw some glow beads on here if you want to get technical, switch that out. You can, where there's a will, there's a way to come up with something like this and
leave it to
start experimenting.
Yeah, just leave it to men, women, people. We'll come up with all kinds of different things, all kinds of colors, weights, flashers, things that buzz and vibrate or smell. And Joe that was on here saw him make a few comments. And one thing that he says that still resonates every time we start talking about all this stuff is they're catfish. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're
come
gonna
on.
end up falling back to one color.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, it's a matter of just put a nice sharp hook on.
Yep.
Get some nice bait that they're going to like, whether it's fresh, stinky, whatever. And that's a whole nother debate in itself of when to use stinky bait versus fresh bait.
Yep.
And but it's catfish.
Yeah.
I think we tend to overcomplicate it. But go out there and have fun. We got to spend our money on something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
I'm still trying to get that new boat.
Yeah, it's sitting in my garage now.
It is. It is. So you work at Bass Pro, right?
I do.
You do? And what do you specialize at Bass Pro? Are you in the fishing department, I'm assuming?
Marine department.
In the marine.
Okay.
Yep. So I deal with a lot of the electronics and live scopes and things like that.
So what's your take on electronics and tournament fishing?
I mean, I was always kind of torn at the beginning because, I mean, to oversimplify it, it was kind of like the saying in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility.
Right.
And you see certain people taking tons of fish out and not leaving any for anyone else to get. And so immediately your knee-jerk reaction might be to go that route.
Right.
But then, a lot of these tournaments, I started out fishing sturgeon derbies.
Okay.
And never got one on the line yet. So at least catfish, it feels like I'm participating.
Sometimes.
But you can learn those different things, and not everybody can afford it. But I will say, I mean, I'm not trying to plug a credit card or anything, but certain times of the year, our credit card that we offer at the store has 0 interest for 12 months. And so you put something like that on there, and you're not paying interest for a year. So that's helps a lot of people that couldn't necessarily afford electronics get it. So there's more ways it's available to everybody. They just have to want to use that.
Right.
I upgraded to a Terova trolling motor, and I can't mount it directly to the Terova because how it has to stow and deploy. But I just kind of looked at it as like, if I'm the only boat in the tournament that doesn't have it, or one of the only ones, and I'm the highest placing boat that doesn't have it, I'll consider that a win is the same as everybody else using it. It's just,
I still can't afford it.
Well, I think for me, I just need a bigger screen. I don't care what it is, whether it's live scope, down scan, side scan, whatever. It's just I need a bigger screen.
I
can't.
got a 16-inch Garmin.
Oh, I want to get into Bass Pro, definitely. But I am curious. You know, I run a Garmin, that what is it, N92V or something, the Echo Map. It's a couple of years old. It's the Echo Map, and it's got. I was looking at different transducers, and apparently I have the or the best transducer I can get for that unit. And you know, I have a hard time understanding sometimes what the screen is telling me. I mean, we all know what arches look like. We all know what fish look like.
Yeah.
But we start getting to the side scan, you know, technology. It's like I don't know if it's my eyes or if it's my settings, but I have a hard time understanding the side scan.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can, you know, sometimes you can see, yeah, that's a tree. You know, you see the tree and you see the image, you can make the correlation. The problem is the screen's too small.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a pretty decent sized screen, but even with the side scan, because you know you got two things going on, it's just too small.
Yeah.
So still trying to figure that part out. I mean, I think if I can get that side scan dialed in, I think for me personally, it's going to tell me a lot more about what I'm going by on the left and right of me. So that way, if I'm going to do another drift, I know whether I should move over, you know, or a lot of times even in the river when we're doing this, and I'll see it when we're trolling in the river, is I like the down scan because I can see the trees better than, you know, just the regular, you know, sonar.
Yeah.
So we know a snag's coming up. So we know to lift our lines up or to, you know, do something different so we don't get snagged or we, you know, oh, there's a snag coming up. Yeah, electronics is a hot topic, whether you're recreational fishing or tournament fishing, and I don't think we've heard the end of it by any means.
Oh no, definitely not.
And it's just going to continue to get more and more, you know, attention. And you know, it's just nature. I think it's just nature of anything you do, any sports you do, anything you do competitively. There's rules that get created. You know, talking to Marlin, you know, they got some simple rules, and I'm like, yeah, you have 5 boats. I think in the last tournament, you had 5 or 6 boats, and yeah, you can keep it pretty simple with 5 or 6 boats. But you start getting 40 boats,
Yeah.
a lot of personalities, bigger money involved. The people start picking the rules apart, and you start trying to do things in there to kind of level it out to make it fun for everybody. And not everybody's going to agree. But.
Well, I think one of the biggest things that people don't always realize too or jump to is that it'll show you fish are there. So if you're in a tournament, you cruise up, you scan everywhere, there's no fish, you're going to keep on moving.
Right.
Instead of guys like me, that's, hey, this is normally a good spot. Let's try this for a few.
Yep.
I think that's the advantage you gain. So whether it's justified or not, you know, that's thankfully a decision I don't have to make. But
Yeah, well, and when you talk about that, right? I looked at, we did 21 tournaments, catfish tournaments. That's not counting the striper or the sturgeon tournaments, but we've fished 21 catfish tournaments. And there's been times where I'm looking at the graph and we don't. It's like barren. You see no fish, and those lines are going down.
Yeah.
There's other times we're on schools of fish. I mean, you see the bait balls are long. I mean, you're doing this drift, and all of a sudden it says you're in 3 feet of water because the bait ball is so thick, and you know you're pulling through all that bait, and nothing happens. And so that's where I'm torn on the technology. Is the technology is just a tool. It's going to show you information that you're either going to use or not use, and sometimes I think it can lead you in the wrong direction because you see the fish. You know they're there, and you keep dropping on them, and they're not hitting, and then you're getting in your own head, and you're trying different baits and and they're still not hitting. So I think it could make you, in a tournament situation, make you stay in a scenario longer than you would have if you would have just went with your knowledge of stick and move, or however your strategy is to fish. Because my strategy is always stick and move. We're going to go to a spot. We have our spots. We're going to hit it for 20, 30 minutes. And if we're not getting hit, we're moving regardless of what I see on the graph.
Well, and I think with the live scan, like we were talking about, that once you learn how to really use it, you can probably tell which fish are active, which fish are feeding, which fish are just kind of sitting there, we're not feeding.
Right.
I think a lot of times when we see those giant bait balls,
they're full.
Their fish are full. There's too much bait there. How are they going to differentiate our bait out of 10,000 shad?
Right.
So I think the live scan it gives people an advantage that know how to use it.
And that's a big thing, is do you know how to use it?
Right.
And a lot of guys have a bigger wallet than they do knowledge, and it's like, I'm going to go buy all the cool toys, but they don't.
Right.
Doesn't mean
And
they know how to
that's
use them.
what I was saying last week is, sure, I can run out and drop a bunch of money on my Bass Pro Shop card and buy live scan, but it's going to take me a year to figure it out.
Right.
You know, and then I still might not figure it out. So I give kudos to the people that do know how to use it, and they figured it out. That's awesome. But for me, I'm not going to fish against people that have it because to me it just I'm not going to give my money away anymore.
Yeah, and I think this is what's nice about living in the country that we live in. We all have decisions. It's Jake's doing a really good job dealing with these questions that come up and trying to make the right decision. At the end of the day, he's gonna make a decision.
Yeah.
Is it right? It'll be right for some people,
Yeah.
and it's not gonna be right for others. So you make a choice of what you want to do.
Just need to stand by it.
Yep, just stand by it and be as fair as you possibly can. And we're doing 6 of these things a year. It's not like it's just a one weekend, like a lot of the tournaments coming up that you see where they're not a series.
Yeah.
To have a successful series that runs, like this one is, it definitely takes a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is fun. It is fun.
Dude, I have a blast. Like I said, if
Got a lot of good people.
my health was doing better, I'd be out there a lot more. But I'm not dying. I'm not as much as you might wish I was, Darren.
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, we're all gonna die. Just
Yeah.
Maybe not today.
Yeah. Well, never know.
Yeah. So catfishing is heating up. January 10th, the Catfish Bash. Like I said, we got 18 teams registered. I know we're gonna break 20. We got quite a few new teams that are coming out. We got a lot of returning teams.
Cool.
So we'll kind of see how the field plays out.
Yeah.
And we'll get on those fish.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So Joe says bigger screen means bigger boat. Absolutely. You guys saw my little video I put out. My wife said I can get a bigger boat. Saw that? Or is that fake news?
I don't know. That looked pretty convincing to me.
I looked pretty convincing to me. I said, honey, remember last night? She's all, what? She's like, yeah, a little bit to drink. Here, let me show you this video. She's like, that's not me. I'm like, looks like you to me. But yeah, she didn't fall for it though. No. I keep talking about getting a new boat. I just want to get a bigger boat. But there's nothing wrong with the boat I have. It works. It's small. Works great for 2 people. It works great for 3 people. Once I get to 4, it's a little crowded. Doesn't get on plane. Has its issues. But you know what? I'm not burning a ton of gas.
Right.
It's had that 115 horsepower motor on it. It gets up and goes. It does almost 40. You have to if the weight's right. Normally it's like 37, 36, but we've had it up there when we stripped down a lot of the weight. But it gets in, gets out, controls easy. We run it in the river, even though it's a little sketchy in the river sometimes, and we'll go through a few props a year if we play in the river. But I don't know. It's kind of hard decision. Paid for. It's not like I have to. It's kind of like I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough decision. I mean, I don't know.
What would you do, Darren?
I'd buy a bigger boat.
You'd buy a bigger boat. It was funny because I knew when I bought that boat, I need a bigger boat. You always need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
If you guys follow me, when I started getting into boating, I think the very first boat I got was it was like 14 foot. It was a Valco, pretty much a rowboat type of thing that you can put a little motor on, and I got it for free. And that little rowboat that I got for free ended up costing me like $2,000 by the time I was done. It was riveted.
Yeah.
And that thing had so much friggin' Flex Seal on it. We Flex Sealed we almost painted that whole boat with Flex Seal inside out. And we ended up making one of those Harbor Freight trailers that you can throw it on, because I threw it in the back of my truck once. I went, yeah, this is too much work. Ended up, getting a trailer we made for it, and had that for maybe 6 months, and then upgraded. I think within like 2 years, I went through 3 boats and ended up buying the one that I have now, and I've been hooked ever since.
How long have you had this one?
Oh man, I can't even remember. It's been 3 years, maybe 3 years. Longest. I don't keep stuff very long.
Yeah.
I'm always like upgrading. But no, it's hard to let it go. We just put all that work on the bunks. Thank you again, you and Anthony. We had the little bunk issue where we went to Clear Lake and went to go.
I had one of those.
Yeah, I'm sitting there with the boat off the trailer, the trailers at the Airbnb, and I'm looking at these bunks going, something doesn't look right. And I went, and the one bunk was completely rotted.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that the brackets didn't push through
Lucky
to put a hole in the boat, but it was rotted all the way through. And I'm like, how am I gonna get the boat back on this thing, because there was nothing attached. So, I'm Mexican, and all you need is duct tape and baling wire, and I found some duct tape and just wrapped that thing up. Put a bunch of duct tape, got the boat on it, got it home, and then went over to Darren's house and put it in your new shop. And
Yeah, still got your carpet over there too.
carpet. Oh, we did get some carpet on. Yeah. But yeah, so boat's all ready to go.
Good deal.
We just need to go.
Yeah.
We got to get back out to Clear Lake.
Get through this weather.
You got to get through it. That's the other thing I'd say. You guys out there, be safe. I see a lot of stuff on the news with Redding's getting flooded pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know what. That's the only thing I've seen is Redding.
Yeah, but I'm sure Clear Lake's getting some weather up there. Because it kind of moves through there to get up to Redding, kind of. So yeah, there's some bad weather out there. But the kicker of it is, Saturday, it was sprinkling and everything, but there was no wind.
This is perfect. You should have gone. I was waiting for you. Jill asked. She's like, "You going fishing Saturday?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm like waiting to see if Darren calls." Darren never called.
Some videos of James Powers out in the ocean. It was flat.
Should have gone.
I'm just like, oh my God, why didn't I go?
Should have gone crabbing.
Yeah, I'd rather go rock fishing. I
Rock
care less
fishing?
about them stupid crabs.
Yeah, I don't like crab.
Yeah,
I think of just water spiders is what I think of. These big old spiders underground that people eat. Ugh, I can't do it. I'm like, no. Same with lobster.
Yeah.
I just think a big old cockroach thing. Like I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah. I mean, they're fun to go out and throw some traps, pull some crab and everything, but to eat them, I'd rather just go to Red Lobster.
That's too much work. Too much work.
Yeah, I go to Red Lobster, get some king crab, and be good to go.
Do they even have Red Lobster? I thought they were.
Yes, they do.
Get the biscuits.
Yes,
The biscuits at Red Lobster. Oh, come on.
Yes, right next to Texas Roadhouse up on Sunrise.
Anthony's saying the feather's blowing out, Sacramento River's blowing out. I haven't even been out of the house, literally, honestly, in like almost 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I might go to the store, come back, but I've been just laid up, not doing a whole lot of
American. They brought the American up quite a bit the last day or so.
I think there's Folsom and Orville. We got to make room for all this water coming in, so they're probably blowing the rivers out right now.
Yep.
So, question is, how fast does the river recover?
I noticed that you get down to the Delta though. There's waterways down there that it spreads out, that it doesn't get blown out. So
The Delta doesn't.
Yeah, when it gets like this up here, that's when you go to the Delta.
Right, but once it gets blown out, like right now we're getting all this rain. How soon? Is it a week, 2 weeks, a few days?
At least a week.
Yeah.
At least.
Longer. That first tournament we did at Mendocino, I noticed like driving everywhere. It's like there's a log here, there's a log here, there's a log here. Because I guess they just had a storm maybe the day before or a couple of days before. So probably at least a week or two.
Very muddy.
Yeah.
So, it takes a little bit for it to clear out.
But then I've also seen videos like back east where they're like big old flood and they're fishing these rivers that are blowing out and they're catching big old fish, and it's like,
I don't get me wrong. I've fished up at Knight's Landing from the bank with the water right up to the edge of the
levee.
The levee, and we're still fishing.
were you catching though?
Yeah, we catch some small stripers and stuff every once in a while. It's definitely not as productive as normal, but.
So Dan's saying 2 days. 2 days is how all it takes is for that river to recover.
Okay.
Hey, that's all I know. 2 days. I'm buying it. 2 days.
Yeah.
It's official. You heard it here first. 2 days.
All right.
Doesn't mean it's right, but it's 2 days. We'll go with that. No one else is saying anything else, so I'll buy it 2 days.
I mean, and it also depends on how bad it's blown out.
Right.
There could be times where a couple, I don't know, a month or so ago when we had a bunch of rain, the river came up like 6-8 feet and then dropped back down. And me and Chad went out there after it dropped back down, and we didn't get nothing.
Right.
We were having a hard time catching pike minnows because I think it spooked the fish and moved them around a little bit. So that's my thought. Just depends on what's happening. If it stays up for a long time, then the fish get acclimated to that, and you're able to fish it.
And then there's always resident fish that
Yeah.
are in the system as well.
Yep. I just won't be going after them.
Yeah. You going to ISC show?
I probably will.
All right. So my buddy Kevin Brock's got a booth out there pushing the K Brock rods. He's got a bunch of new kokanee rods.
Yep.
He's got some new baits, new scents that he's putting out. He's got a line of Kick 'em a Pow catfish brine that's coming out. So I'm supposed to get one of those bottles in my hand here shortly, so we can do some. We can test it. We're looking forward to that. And then he's got a bunch of new kokanee scents that he's been working with Warren on. So him and Warren got some kokanee scents that are coming out that they're actually bottling here, I think, this week. We got labels all designed in the last couple weeks.
Very cool.
So Kevin's.
When is the IFC show?
I have to look at the banner on the bottom of the page. I think it's the 15th of January.
15th through 18th.
15th through the 18th. So that's Saturday. Kevin's doing a seminar there, one of the big stages, and we will be there filming for him for that. And he's giving away a bunch of rods and some merchandise. Old Farts Fishing will be in the booth, pushing a lot of our merchandise that you can get on oldfartsfishing.com and order some catfish merchandise online, some just shirts and hoodies and what are those face shields are called? Those what do you keep calling those
Gators.
things? Gators. Yeah, we got a couple of those online. But yeah, we got a few things we're trying to do to support all of these activities. And so go online and check out that merch. But yeah, ISC show will be there and giving away some stuff and selling a bunch of stuff and talk fishing. We'll be walking around. Eric's dragging Eric into it to do some filming and a bunch of interviews. So we get some more content. So for you guys that can't make it, we'll be talking about it here as well. So
Very cool.
So what else is on your mind, Mr. Mayhew?
Just wanting to get out and do some fishing. Got Christmas coming up. I know my birthday's a couple days later. If anybody's interested in getting any gifts, Bass Pro Shop gift card.
His OnlyFans page is. I know. So I gotta talk about OnlyFans. So Eric's been trying to get us to do an OnlyFans. Not because of,
how sexy our feet are.
Exactly, but it's just a way to generate content. You know what? We're so ugly. They keep denying our requests.
They're gonna end up paying you guys to stay off it.
Something, yeah, because we've put in the request and it's like, nope, you've been denied for this, this, and this, and we resubmit it. Nope, you're still denied. I'm like, man, if I was blonde with big boobs or sexy feet, we'd be approved already. But trying to do old farts fishing on a podcast through OnlyFans, yeah, they don't want a bunch of old farts on there. They're like, nope,
we got enough of them already.
So.
You guys pay us. We don't pay you.
But our podcast is live on Apple. So if you go to Apple Podcasts or, usually if you go to wherever you listen to your podcast, just type in Fishing with Stoney Stone podcast and you'll find us. But we are streaming to a bunch of different podcast sites now. And we are international, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we are. So, Eric, where was that? Afghanistan or where was it?
Afghanistan,
Pakistan and Iran.
I got some great fishing back there here.
Something. But I'm like, why are these guys from there? There's probably those guys that are online always trying to sell us jerseys.
Yeah.
I think Richard probably gets the same messages that I get. It's like, oh, we sell fishing jerseys. Come here. And I'm like, delete.
Yeah.
Probably those guys that are watching this.
Yeah.
Let me see, Rich.
Yeah. I just want to get through these holidays here so I can start doing some more fishing.
Yes. I'm hoping to get out this weekend. I'll have to see what you're doing this weekend.
Yeah.
And see
the weather's supposed to start clearing up Friday, so.
Oh, but you said you're off starting when? After Christmas?
Christmas all the way through to the 5th, I believe I'm off.
Oh, I think Anthony's still on, so we need to talk about going midweek. No reason we need to go on the weekend.
Yep.
I got my best boy working, so we're good.
I'm off 11 days, so I should at least fish 9 of those days.
There you go.
Because Christmas and New Year's, I got to do something with the wife. That'll get me in trouble.
You got to.
Yeah.
The question is, do you want to?
Hey, you could always go fishing with your wife on those days.
Oh.
If she wants to.
She's got a new rod.
Yeah.
And then she
got anything on it yet.
Still hasn't got anything on it.
Not yet.
And then you heard the story of Ben, right? So Ben comes to my house. He picks up his hook and big rod. And it's not why he came. Ben actually volunteered to go get all the awards for the bash.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? Jake and I appreciate him. So I gave him a bunch of bash, gear and old farts gear and a hook and big rod, right? And like, hey, we want to show our appreciation. Yeah. He goes out in the tournament and loses the rod.
Well, at least he lost it on a fish.
He lost it on a fish.
I'm going to give him that. He lost it on a fish.
He lost it on a fish. And then Steve Johnson's out there, posts like a few days after the bash.
Yeah.
We hooked this rod. Anybody lose it? And Ben's all, there's my rod.
Yep.
Well, the funny thing is,
Fish still on there.
the fish was still on
Yeah.
there, right?
Yeah.
But they're giving Ben a bunch of crap about his setup on whatever rig he did, some homegrown thing that I'm sure Steve got a good laugh off of. I know I saw a picture of it and said, yeah, I don't know what that is, but, that's why he's not catching.
Fish.
It did catch a fish. Now, it needs some good rod holders, but
I know a guy that can make some of those too.
you do.
Yeah.
If you just went to Mayhew Makers.
Yeah.
But the ironic thing is this is the second time that Ben's lost a rod and Steve caught it.
So you gotta be kidding me.
Yes,
Wow.
twice. I think it was during a derby. There was a story that was floating around about them, catching one of Ben's
Yeah,
rods.
I could say he needs better rod holders, but he also needs a tether.
He needs a
rods.
leash.
Yeah.
He needs something. He needs help, Mr. Hot Dog Man out there. But Ben's a new guy to the tournament scene, just like Derek, you are. He's new. He's giving it his all. He hasn't done well.
Yeah.
But he's figuring it out, right?
Well, I know to start out with the Orca rod holder so that my rod's in there. You just bump the thing up, fish takes it. You don't have to worry about it.
There
It's
you
like,
go.
no, there you
Yeah.
No, fishing tournaments are a blast. We all
good
learn.
times.
I'm glad you're still hanging in there. You're still doing it. It's
Yep.
exciting to see. I love this little cheat sheet I have here. All the standings. We posted it, but I like this file because it tells me a lot of information.
I think you need to blow that up poster size and just put it on one of the walls so we can all see it though. Make it a lot easier.
It would.
I don't know if the wall is big enough.
I don't know, but we do keep all the statistics, and it's just kind of interesting to see who's who and who's done what. And I used to work in high tech, and I know how to spin data all kinds of ways. So you can take this data and spin however you want. Data's data,
Yeah.
but it's just a matter of looking at the data and see what story he
Now,
wants
is
to
it
tell
data
you.
or data?
Data, data.
Data's on Star Trek.
Data. I don't know.
That's just a question. Kind of like crappie and crappie.
Crappie. All right.
Yeah.
We were getting close to the top of the hour.
Crayfish and crawfish.
Crawfish, yeah. Appreciate all you guys calling in, watching us on Facebook, YouTube. I think we went live on Instagram too as well, Eric.
Yeah,
or no?
yeah,
No, we didn't get Instagram. We don't get a lot of
We
followers.
got the TV, not the Instagram today.
We got the TV,
Yeah.
no
Last
Instagram.
week was Instagram, no TV.
Yeah,
There we go.
but definitely
One of these
appreciate
days we'll have them both.
one of these days. But appreciate all your support. If you want to be a guest, you got a product you're selling, you have a tournament coming on, you're just love fishing, you're a team, like Derek came and joined us in the studio. Richard comes and joins us every once in a while talking about the Channel Cat Classic,
Yeah.
which is coming up. And I'd like to tell people you heard it here first, but if you want to be on the show, give me a shout. We'll get you on, give you a little spot to pimp out whatever you've got to talk about.
Yeah. For sure.
And hope you guys have an amazing holiday. Spend that
Yes.
time with family. I've got family in,
Merry
and
Christmas, everyone.
I had stopped drinking for a while.
Yeah, I noticed your cup's a little bigger this time though.
It's trying to do that balance of family and
Family.
Make up for lost times.
yes, but it's all good. Family's great when they come, but it's also great when they leave. That's why I tell them, it's like my wife's like, oh, my brother-in-law was here. He's like, oh, the bed's uncomfortable. Like, it's by design.
Yep.
We don't want to make them too comfortable.
Yeah, definitely not.
Never make them too comfortable because then they never want to leave.
Exactly.
So, but
And then they might think they have somewhere to go if they do, something happens with the marriage.
this is true. No,
Anyways,
Yes, room, not
it's
a
like
room.
you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah.
You gotta go. But thanks you guys for calling in, and we are doing the Kevin Brock Real Talk with Kevin Brock on Christmas. So if you guys are bored, check into Fish Kevin Brock, and we will be streaming it. Assuming he has reception, he is traveling. Richard says, "Tell Jill hello for me." Yes, the one that makes all this happen is the wife, and then Darren, you owe Richard a call.
yes.
Yeah, what's on about his tabs?
Yep. We got to get on that. Finally sent me some pictures.
What are you waiting for?
Got to get time.
Customer service. Come on, get on it.
Gotta
Got to get
spend
time. They have nothing but time.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got some projects to work on, or you're not fishing.
Well, that's what I said. I got 2 days that I'm not fishing.
Well, now there's one day with the wife. The other day is working on Richard's project. The wife days are getting shorter and
Wife can
shorter.
Hang out with me in the garage.
There you go. Well, anyway, Derek, appreciate you getting on with us.
Thank you.
Good luck this year. Can't wait for you to register.
Yeah, it should be another fun time. I know my dog's always ready to go. He's probably gotten more attention than I have out there. So
Well, this is where I leave my dog at home in tournaments.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not happy about that, but no.
I think mine's unhappy if I go get the mail without him. So
Yeah, mine's the same way. I don't know where he's at right. Oh, he's
Oh,
he's sitting right there.
Featured in Catfish Wars.
There you go. Speaking of, we're working on Catfish Wars now, so
hopefully that comes out soon.
it is. It all depends on how much work I keep Eric with. But anyway, have a nice week. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Hanukkah, Easter, whatever you guys celebrate. So,
Yeah. Stay safe out there on the water.
all right, peace out. Thank you. All right.